Let's have a look now at how we would create a building mass such as the one that we've got in front of us here, and how we would use a combination of a line or a 2D shape and the Extrude modifier to do so. So starting from our top view here, let's just pull out a little way and we'll recreate a shape that's similar to this one by going to create line, making sure everything's set to corner by corner. I'm going to turn on my 3D snap, and then I'm going to right click and make sure that everything's set to grid points, and close that down. And then what I'm going to do is just draw a very simple shape here. We'll start off just with a line. That's the back of the building just here. Maybe we'll come in a couple of squares and maybe we'll go along. And I'm just kind of making this shape up roughly here as I go along. And then maybe we'll have another little bit of a foyer area out here. And we'll do something like that. And yes, I want to close the spline. Now that's not particularly square there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my vertex. I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to pull that along by one set. There you go. And there's no need for him, so I'll delete him as well. So there you go. You see, I can make a few interesting edits as I go along. And what I'm going to do is I'll just do Alt W now, and I'll come back to my 3D view. And all I'm going to do with this is now, from my drop down, is just add the Extrude modifier onto that, and we'll just pull that down because that's got the last value I used in there. And you can see what we've got here is the beginnings of the mass of a building. Now it may well be that your client comes back and says, oh yes, well actually what we'd like to do is we'd like the back of the building to be a little bit more rounded, or perhaps we'd like this corner to be a little bit more rounded. Well, there's no need to actually start all over again, because what I can do is I can come down here to my vertex, and even though in this instance the 3D shape has disappeared, the Extrude modifier is still applied onto it. But I've also got down here this show end result on off toggle. If I click that, I can now see my end result, and also my spline, which is the level I'm at, the line level, is highlighted in orange underneath the shape. So let's just highlight one of those vertices, and if at any point I decide I want to move that, I can do. Very, very useful. If at any point I decide I want to put a fillet on this, I can do. And again, that's incredibly useful. So I could grab both these vertices at the back, put fillets on them, and then select them all here, pull them down, make the building a little bit wider. Perhaps we want to accentuate these features at the front of the building, so what I'll do is I'll grab hold of both of the vertices there and I'll just pull those out a little way. And perhaps even then someone says, well, perhaps we should have these a little bit more rounded. Well, again, what I can do is just put a little fillet in there. Brilliantly simple, brilliantly easy. Again, if at any point someone says, oh, we should have some more detail running through the front of the building here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go to my I'll go to my segment tool. I will select that segment, and from my tools down here, I will divide that, let's say 3 times. Actually, no, let's divide that twice. And what I can now do is take this segment, which is the one in the middle there, pull that out, and there you go, we've got yet another piece of detail in there. So this is a really, really nice and very, very quick way of taking a 2D shape that you've created that is the outline of your building, adding an extrude modifier to it, extruding that shape up, and then creating just a very simple, very quick mass of a building. Now if you're doing this for architecture, what you can then do is just take this very quick mass, put a grey material on top of it, such as I've done with this example over here, and then just throw that into a background, into a render, just to give yourself and the client a kind of a quick and easy and simple feel as to what that building might look like in situ.